What is going on, good people? What's happening? We are back for another one, back for another week, another weekly lawn kickback. So, if you are new here, I am Cam from Elevated Lawnscapes, and this is a kickback that we do every week. Life gets busy sometimes, but we make the best of it to make sure that we are here to give y'all some lawn talk, to get some time to kick back, relax, enjoy a beverage of your choice, and get some information, exchange some ideas, ask some questions, and see what's going on in the lawn around the community in the different areas, and seeing what they're dealing with. So. To get everything started off, we're going to get into it and have some weather talk. It's one of our topics that we cover. And then we'll talk about any applications or anything that has been made. And then after that, we'll get into some live Q&A, or if we come up with something, we might have a special topic to discuss. So we're going to go ahead, and if you have any questions, make sure you go over there, drop them in the chat, and we'll get to those questions and make sure we knock those out before we get out of here. So if you're dealing with anything, any issues, want some feedback on something that you're dealing with in the lawn, drop them questions over there, and we'll see what we can come up with to help you out. All right, so just going ahead and jumping into it. Funny thing is one of them things that the weather is doing what the weather does right now, and it's throwing some people for a loop. It's throwing the lawns for a loop right now, and if you're looking at the horizon and looking at what's coming up in a large portion of the transition zone, we have got a heat wave coming. It's turning the oven all the way up to 500 degrees. It's gonna be hot next week. It is gonna be hot. I was looking at the forecast here in Maryland. I think Monday is supposed to be like 90, 91 on Monday. And then it cranks up even more. I think it's like 94, 95. The next couple of days, I think there was like a 96 in there, maybe one of the days in there. It's going to be hot next week. It is going to be hot. And these cool season lawns ain't going to like it. They ain't going to like it. And I tell y'all, when temperatures get above like 85 degrees, 80, 85 degrees, our cool season lawns do not like it. They ready to go somewhere and chill and check out. And it's like, look, just leave me alone until moisture comes and some cooler temperatures. So it's gonna be a rough one next week. So one of the things that we can talk about is here in a little bit, we can talk about what we're doing to get ready for that. Like what are we doing to prepare for it? Let me know if it's anything that y'all yeah, it's gonna be hot AF. Yes it is. Yes it is. Yeah, 96. I thought I saw 96 that was popped in there somewhere. It's gonna be hot next week. It is gonna be hot. So let me know if y'all are doing anything to prep for it, anything you're doing to the lawns. Let me know what your game plan is. But before we get into that's weather talk here this week. This week has been fairly mild. We got a little bit of rain. I think that was like Monday, Tuesday's time frame. We got a little bit of rain. I got a good mow on the yard. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw that I posted them there, and I also posted them on the community tab here on YouTube. Laid down my favorite pattern. Some of them good old diagonal single doubles. Them single doubles, baby. Them single doubles are just, they classic. They are a classic. And then the diagonal single doubles, just a classic. It is something about them single doubles. I hadn't did it all year, and we're getting to that phase of where you just want to let the lawn rest. You don't want to add a whole lot of additional stress or anything else on the lawn. by trying to have the heavy lawn roller on it, going over it with multiple passes and things like that, trying to cut a pattern in. So I went on and got me a nice last pattern in, and went on and laid down some good single doubles, and it's looking good. Lawn still looking good. Single doubles are classic as always, and I was like, yeah, man, I've been missing these single doubles. But got those down, got a good mow. And as far as applications in the lawn this week, haven't done anything. Haven't applied anything but water. That's the only thing that I've done this week. I haven't applied anything to the lawn. So we can get ready to talk about preparation. What I will be doing is I'll probably get my mow in ahead of the heat, probably Sunday. Sunday I mowed on Wednesday. What's today? Thursday? Did I mow yesterday? Yeah, I mowed yesterday. So I mowed yesterday, mowed on Wednesday. I'll probably mow again on Sunday ahead of the heat, because I think it's supposed to be like 90 um, on Monday. We're supposed to get some rain coming in here tomorrow and Saturday. We're supposed to get some rain. So hopefully we get that rain to kind of get us ready, get us prepped before the oven gets turned on. I think we're calling for a little over a half inch of rain between tomorrow and Saturday, and then from there we Sunday is kind of laid back. Monday I think it's supposed to be 90, 89, 90 or something on Monday, and at that point that's why I want to try to get my mow in on Sunday, and I'm letting the lawn chill all next week. All next week when it's scorching out there, the grass ain't gonna want to be cut. It's not gonna be wanting to grow, and it's gonna be in survival mode for sure next week. But you know what ain't gonna be in survival mode? That good old iron cutter from Bermuda from MVP Genetics. Yeah. that iron cutter is gonna be loving the weather. It's still gonna need some water, but it's gonna be ready. It's gonna be ready to grow. So in preparation for the temperatures and the things that's coming, hopefully I can work around this rain and everything that's coming, and hopefully we don't get any heavy downpours, because I've just got to get this done. Like I can't. I don't want to keep putting. I'm not gonna say I can't. I don't want to keep pushing it off further and further into the season. I have to get this scalp and sand leveling done on the iron cutter, and I'm just gonna pull the trigger. I'm just gonna go for it. So tomorrow I plan to scalp it back tomorrow. I want to do that before the first bit of rain comes in. I want to get it scalped back while it's dry. That way I can go ahead and get it cleaned up good. Get it scalped back as close as I can. So my end goal height of cut is going to be around 3/4 of an inch. Anywhere from ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch is where I want to end up at. So I'm at least try to scalp it back to a ½ inch at least, maybe 1/4 inch, if I can get it down that low. I don't want to use my Hudson to be able to do that. So I'll see if my Earthwise can get me down that low to be able to get it scalped back. So at least probably going to scalp it back to ½ inch at least is probably where I'm gonna try to get it to, and then start getting some sand down. I have some sand already here that I need to use up. So I'll start with that. And then if I need some more, I'll try and run out on Saturday and grab some more. So I'm gonna pull the trigger, and hopefully we don't have any heavy downpours, because that area is on a slope. So if you saw my videos maybe a year or so ago when I planted the iconic ryegrass over there, I had it wash out, and it just washed all the way, like it washed down. So which I think that also had an impact on like how level it is right now, or when I was cutting it before. before I did the renovation for the iron cutter. So I'm gonna pull the trigger, see what happens. Hopefully, we just get some good rain, some good steady rain, and it just we don't have any heavy downpours or anything like that. So I'm gonna pull the trigger and go for it and see what happens. Hey, I may be shoveling sand from the end of the driveway and redoing it all, but hopefully the man upstairs will spare me from that, and all we got to do is just we'll get some good rain and everything will get going. If not, one day next week, once things dry up a little bit, I'll get back out there and fix it. But I got to get going on that. So that's my plan going forward for the iron cutter. So I will be recording that. I'll be recording it and making a video. So that will be to come. And I'm working on another video right now for the iron cutter update, like just kind of how it's performed up to this point, as it's getting ready to come up on its 1 year mark. So that'll probably be coming out sometime over the weekend. So that's what I've got going forward for the iron cutter. So what am I doing in preparation for the heat on my cool season? I'd already told you one step. I'm going to mow on Sunday, and I'm going to chill and stay off of it for the rest of the week. I am going to also probably get my fungicide down. I'll probably get a fungicide down sometime tomorrow. We've had these afternoon showers and rain showers and all of that stuff. Supposed to have some more tomorrow. Leaf blades are going to be wet from probably tomorrow afternoon to sometime on Sunday. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my fungicide and stuff down ahead of this, and that'll probably go down sometime tomorrow, and get that all taken care of. This week it is coming up on my next fungicide application, so I'll go ahead and get that taken care of. Not really going out with any fert at all, because I think I'm only like a week or so out after. Maybe I'm 2 weeks. Maybe I am 2 weeks out from that 1/10 of a pound that I put down. So if anything, I'm not going out with anything heavy. If anything, it'll be a 1/10 of a pound of fert again. But I don't think it's time for me to get another application of fert down. So I'm not planning on it anyway with the heat and stuff that's coming. And not really. The lawn is growing well right now. It is growing good. It's looking good. It's looking healthy. So we're just gonna coast through next week. Our cool season lawns, like at this point, we are really when temperatures start to get to what we're about to look at next week for that many days. We're starting to get into that real fourth quarter type environmental conditions, where it's just like, man, the cool season lawns just want to maintain and start entering into survival mode. So if you've got water, so let's talk about water. We do have rain coming in here ahead of the heat. So hopefully we get, I think they're calling like 6/10 of an inch of rain between Friday and Saturday. That will be good preparation. There's nothing like the rain that falls from above and out of the sky. That water is thousands of times better than our irrigation water. But if we don't get enough rain ahead of the heat, if it's going to be that hot, keep an eye on the humidity. But the lawn more than likely will need a drink throughout the week to keep it sustained. Because we are still in drought conditions. We are behind on our overall rainfall and water that we need. So given that's the case, keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on your hot spots. If you see any of those starting to pop up in the lawn, you can get out there and get some water on them. The sooner you get to them, when you start to see them, we talked about it. Look at it and look across the lawn with the sun in your face. You start to see those dark, hazy spots and everything across the lawn. Those are the areas that are starting to stress out and go into protect mode. So make sure you're keeping an eye out for that. the sooner you can get out there and get an application of water on it. If you catch it early, doesn't really take much to get it to bounce back. Those are just indicators of, hey, yep, you may need some water on there. So hopefully we get the rain, because the rain will be better. I'll probably be looking to get some water on it probably midweek time frame. If we get that rain, we should be good for a couple of days. And then probably around that Wednesday, Thursday time frame, I'll keep an eye on stuff, and it'll probably be time to give it some more water. So make sure you're keeping an eye on that. And as far as I've covered mowing, hold off on that. We just talked about water, fertilization, and fungicides and things like that. Already talked about those. So that for the most part is what we're looking at from a preparation standpoint. That's about all we can do, and sit back and enjoy the ride. After that, once you've done that, it's about it. Like, those are some of the basic cultural practice things that you can go out and do. One of the things that I do not recommend. So those are the things that, hey, we should go do those things. One of the things that I recommend you not doing is worrying about any herbicides or weed control or anything like that. Now is not the time to be thinking about, you need to kill some weeds, you need to get rid of some weeds that you got in your lawn. Don't worry about it. When it comes to weed and weed control, especially in a cool season lawn, I like to do that early spring and in the fall, when those temperatures are cooler and you can get after those weeds, get them addressed, get them taken care of. When we get to this point in the season, I'm not worried about any weeds. I'm not, unless I'm getting ready to do a full renovation where I'm going to be dropping some holy water on it here if you're doing a full renovation, you probably got about a month. Probably less than a month. You got about a month, maybe, until it's time to get those full renovations started. If you're going to do a full renovation, that way you can get a couple of rounds of holy water on it, or as we like to call it, or a non-selective herbicide, to go ahead and get it wiped out. And you can go ahead and keep watering during that period of time, so you can germinate any of those weed seeds and get as many of them out of the seed bank and get them taken care of before you get your good, before you turn the soil and get your good seed down on the ground. So unless I was planning to do that, which I'd probably be getting ready to get started in about a month's time, I'm not worried about any weeds right now. It is not the time to be worried about any weeds. I've actually seen yellow wood swirl is I've seen more of that this season than I've seen, and it's that particular weed. I've seen more of that than I have seen in the entire time that I've been taking care of my lawn. So what that is indicating to me that I will probably end up going down, because that is a spring, summerish type weed. What it's telling me is I will probably end up applying a spring pre-emergent next year. I have not applied a pre-emergent to the lawn in 4 years now. I think this is the fourth season that I haven't applied a pre-emergent. So I will more than likely be applying a pre-emergent next spring, because I've seen more of that than I have seen, and I just got to make sure I look at it, make sure that see what's labeled for it, right? Because it is a broadleaf weed, so I need to make sure I identify a pre-emergent that is labeled for it. All right. All right. Those things not to do. Let's come over here and jump in the chat. I see y'all talking a little bit in the chat and covering a few things over there. What's going on, everybody that's joined the chat? I see some people speaking as they came in. Say what's up. We'll say what's up to everybody. If you just joining us, if you've been hopping in here, boom, boom, boom. It was funny. Italian Million was like, "Hey, it was all good just a week ago." A lot of people are starting to say that. Like, it's more and more people that are joining that bandwagon. I was like, "Dang, man, everything was just all good last week." Yeah, this is just about anybody can grow cool season grass in the spring. When the summer get here, to keep it green, to keep it growing, take a little bit, take a little something, and take a little something to be able to do it. Boom, boom, boom. Still talking about weather. I'm afraid to be in Baltimore next week. Scared to see what I'm going home to. Yeah, yeah. It's it's gonna be a tough one next week. Um, Mr. Grower raised his height of cut, trying to keep the traffic off the lawn and let it rest before the heat. Yep, I agree with you there. And Branch saying it was cool in Ohio this week, but next week, yeah, spoon feed some Phoenix and Hydrotane. All right, yep, that's a good one. Some high 80s, man. We about to we about to jump right past them high 80s. We were high 80s today. I think it was 89 or 90 today. Shoot, next week we gonna be high 90s. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot next week. It ain't no way. It ain't no other way to put it. Any PGR application before the heat? No, because the heat is gonna be the PGR. The heat is gonna be the PGR for the cool season. If you're talking iron cutter and Bermuda, no, I am not putting a PGR on it, and I think I explained why I'm not, because I want it to grow. I'm probably gonna end up going down after I get it sand leveled and everything. I'm gonna go down with another application of FERT to really keep it growing. So I want it all next week. I want it jumping out the ground all next week while these temps is up, and we're gonna have that good warm soil moisture and the sun is gonna be beaming. I want that iron cutter cooking, or as they say over on the grass factor, chooching. I want it growing just as hard as it can grow to be able to push through that sand and get recovered. And that way I can get out there and get that real mower back on it, get that Hudson on it. I'm gonna hold off on the initial cuts with the Hudson. The initial cuts will be with my Earthwise, because I don't want to get all that sand and stuff in and dole out my blade on my Hudson. So I'm gonna be maintaining it for probably the first week or so, week or two, after it's grown back in. I'm gonna be maintaining. It'll probably let's take, how long y'all think it's gonna be before the iron cutter grows back in? What are y'all thinking? What are y'all think? How long do you think it's gonna be before the iron cutter grows back in? I'm thinking it's probably gonna be, because I'm gonna go down with another application of Phoenix. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna have it scout back. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna be grown back in 14 days, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks I should be grown. I think 2 weeks I'm gonna be grown in pretty good in 2 weeks. I think in 2 weeks I'll be after sand level. I think in 2 weeks I'll be able to have the Hudson on it. I'll be able to have the Hudson on it in 2 weeks and be cutting at least at 3/4 in about 2 weeks after. Yeah, after I stand level. My take is 2 weeks. I'm giving it 2 weeks. What y'all think? 10 days, a little bit. Yep. 10 days is, yeah. That's pretty good. Cool. All right. Got some more of the questions in here. All right. So that was about PGR. Before the heat. Don't think Don't think we want to do PGR. No. Especially not if you're talking cool season. Cool season, no. even warm season, if I wouldn't want to be going out with my PGR right now. If you've already got a PGR on it, all good. When it's this hot, I don't really want to be going out right now with my PGR. I'd want to get it on the plant and into the plant when the temps are a little bit cooler. That way, it's already in the plant and I'm already protected and it's regulated by the time the heat and everything comes. But yeah, got a good question right here. Can you melt down any size SGN of AMS to spray? Yes, you can. As long as you're spraying, as long as it's just AMS. If it's just AMS, yes, AMS is soluble. You can dissolve it. It may, if it's bigger prill size or larger SGNs, then it'll take a little bit more to get it to dissolve. But the smaller it is, of course, it's just like anything else. The smaller it is, it'll dissolve quicker and better. But yeah, you can dissolve any of it, any prill size AMS. Again, as long as it's just AMS and it's not coated. I don't know of a coated just AMS, but I'm trying to put those caveats. I'm trying to put those caveats out there. Boom, boom, boom. Been at 90 plus for the last 12 days straight. Area 9B is no joke. Sheesh. Sheesh. 12 days. I know it's been like that back home in North Carolina. Um, it's been hot down there. It's been hot. My dad and everybody, they've been talking about it. It's been hot. They finally got a decent evening of rain, but they're so far behind on rain. Those little showers and stuff, no, they need a whole lot more than that. They are way behind on rain down there in North Carolina. I got a food plot that I want to put in for. We got some land and everything that I hunt in the falls, and I want to get a food plot and everything put in and all of that, and my time is running out. My time is running out for me to do it. But I'm also glad I didn't do it because I'd probably be pretty disappointed right now with as dry as it has been this spring. I don't think it would have been a very successful food plot install. So hopefully, I do still want to get it in. I want to get it built, get the food plot at least cleared, cut out, and then maybe if nothing else this fall, I can at least get some rye planted in there and some clover, some rye and some clover and stuff, and start getting some roots in the soil, because that area was all wooded and everything. So just trying to get some roots in the soil, get something growing in there that I could then have something. I've now established that area of that's going to be tillable, plantable land. I don't plan on tilling it. I think I'm gonna try and go no-till method for the most part on trying to get this food plot established. So looking forward to that. That's another thing that I want to do and want to get after. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how much time and see how that fits in. But little man is on the way. Little man number 2 is on the way. He is growing. He's getting bigger. I can tell he's getting bigger. Mommy can tell that he's getting bigger. So the time is drawing near for when we will have number 2. Not yet running around the house, but he will have his presence in the house. So free time is definitely going to be limited. But that is something that I want to get started this year. I don't really want to put it off another year. Boom, boom, boom. Kind of talking heat. Yep. Before I hit the road, I'm gonna get a wetting agent and down. Yeah. Yep. You can get a wedginator down there. Excuse me. Boom, boom, boom. I'm still 95% dark green. I have a small patch that's not getting good enough coverage. Yeah, yeah. That's. I mean, there you go. There you go. You gotta do what you gotta do. You'll find those spots when it gets hot and dry. You'll find those areas that you don't have good coverage. My client, one of my clients, like looking at their irrigation. I think they've got a. I've been watching this area, and it's happened 2 seasons in this one particular area. And that one is 2 areas, one in the front and one in the back. And I don't think they're getting good coverage. So I want to do an irrigation audit on theirs, just to see what kind of coverage they're getting and everything. See what's going on with that. Oh man, here comes Paul. Here comes Paul. Um, Paul is, I don't even know if he's a subscriber, but he is a interesting commenter. I will say that. Um, yeah, we've been back and forth about this chlorinated water and all of that, and doing nothing to your lawn and all of that. It is what it is. Like that's not how we get down over here, and it's not how we get down on most people's lawn. So rainwater is best, yes, but if you don't give it anything, the plant still needs water. If you want it to look like anything, if you want it to go dormant all summer, nothing wrong with that. That is your choice. Manage your lawn the way that you want to manage your lawn. But most people don't want a dormant lawn all summer. They would rather have it at least somewhat green. So dropping some water on it is gonna be necessary. Boom boom. Do I jam the plot with clover? I plan to have some clover in there. Like I said, it depends on when I can get down there. Brent, when I can get down there and get it planted and get stuff in the ground. Like, so it's probably gonna be clover and rye is probably, because rye is just easy to get. Cereal rye, that is. It's just easy to get it to germinate, get it to come up. I might throw some brassicas in there, some Tillish radish and stuff like that. Just trying to get some roots and stuff in the soil, to start building it up. So it'll be a blend of what I get in there. Hopefully that clover will take good this fall, and then going into next spring, it'll have some good roots in the ground, and it can help fix some of that nitrogen and stuff in the soil. And then hopefully that rye will just give me a little bit of biomass and get some more roots and stuff in the soil. So yeah, I'm gonna try to go no till with it, and see. I wanted to plant some buckwheat, and kind of get more of that down this summer, to try to get it going and get some, like I said, get some coverage across the soil, just so I can go ahead and claim that area so that weeds don't. But right now it was a clear cut, so I got to get one of my guys that I actually went to school with. He's actually giving me a quote on it. I need to reach out to him. He's got to go in and actually cut a path for me to be able to get to where I want it, and then they're gonna pluck all the stumps, get everything not graded, but get everything cleaned up, and drag all the roots and all of that stuff out, get all the stumps. So it'll be tillable when they get done, if I want it to be. But as soon as they get done, I want to get seed on the ground to be able to get roots in the soil as quickly as I can, because you ain't got nothing growing, them weeds and everything else is gonna come in and try to take over. So yep. Boom boom boom. I've argued with him before. He's just been yeah. And I know exactly. That's exactly how I approach it. That's exactly how I approach it. It'd be funny in the comments, but I appreciate the engagement. Like my channel engagement's been going up as we've all been going back and forth with Paul. Interesting to see you jumped in here and actually commented, Paul. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for doing that. First time, no question. Lawn is on fire. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to hear, Big Red. He was like, man, I ain't even got no question. The lawn is cooking. We got 9 inches of rain this month. I'm good. Already got his fungicides and everything down before the heats get here. Hey, man, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I like to hear when people are enjoying the lawn, like things are going well, and you're just happy with it. I mean, that's a good place to be, man. Just be happy with it, enjoying it, and you've already did what you needed to do, and the lawn is responding to it, and you're happy. That's a good place to be. That's where I'm at right now with mine. Like I have zero complaints at all with where my lawn is right now. So with that, complaints about where my lawn is. All right. That's one thing that I'm gonna talk about before we get ready to get out of here. And like I said, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them over there in the chat, and I'll get to them before we get out of here. But this is probably gonna be the last topic, unless y'all got some other things to talk about. Looking at density of the lawn. I've made a full video on this before. I like to call it summer canopy decline. So if you have those heavily shaded areas, right, that you've got that deep shade in there, it has its benefits of it shading out that beaming hot sun and stuff, and holding some of that moisture, but it also doesn't give the plant the sunlight that it needs to be able to do the processes that it needs to be able to thrive, to be fully healthy, to grow like it should be, to be upright and thick and dense and healthy. So when you have those really shady areas, what I'm starting to see already, which it typically happens about this time of year, because now the canopy of the trees and everything has been fully leafed out for 2-ish months or so. So it's been struggling. It's had a reduction in sunlight since the trees and stuff have leafed out. So now, as we get deeper into the fourth quarter, or before leaves and things start to fall, and the sun pattern changes, you may see those areas starting to thin out a little bit, starting to lay over more, and they're not standing up as upright. They're starting to get a little sparse, get a little thin, where previously earlier in the year, earlier in the spring, it may have been healthy, thick, dense, vibrant, standing up tall and everything. It had more exposure to the sun. The deeper it goes and the longer it doesn't get that sunlight, that's one of the things that you'll start to see. So not a whole lot that you can do about it outside of limbing up some of that canopy, getting rid of some of that canopy that's causing all of that shade. So getting some more sunlight to it is one of the things that you can do. But other than that, this is kind of how it is. One of the things, as I've reduced my height of cut, I found that at a little lower height of cut, it seems to at least stand up more upright and doesn't lay over as much. When I was cutting at a higher height of cut, it just seems to lay over and flop over a little bit more than what it does. Right now I'm at 2.25 for a height of cut. So it seems to not lay over as much, but it still tends to thin out. So I've got an area in like the back corner of my yard that it at this point in the season, it rarely gets any direct sun. Like it gets very minimal direct sun back there in that one corner. I actually had a neighbor that took out a tree sometime last year, and I actually took out a tree over the winter. It was like very early. It was probably February-ish time frame. Yeah, probably like February. It was dead I had been watching it for a couple of years. And what's up, Super TA? I had been watching it for a couple of years. The tree wasn't fully dead, but a large majority of the tree was not leafing out, was not growing. I kept having limbs and stuff fall out of it. And before it fell over on my house, one of my neighbor's houses, on a big limb fall out on the fence, I went on and had it taken down. So with doing that, that also opened up more sunlight back there in that back area of my lawn. So now that area gets more sunlight than what it previously did. So I've had to adjust like some irrigation heads and things like that, and making sure that you're getting enough water and stuff to it once you get ready to get that additional sunlight to it. So I had to pay attention and look at it. I was like, all right, my neighbor took out a tree and I took out a tree. What is this new sun exposure going to be back here in this back area? And I think it's just the right amount, right? I think it's like just the right amount of sunlight exposure that gives it more. It's performing and it's looking better than it did last year. It's getting more like just the right amount of sunlight now. So I probably got 80% of the yard that gets like a right amount of sunlight mixed between sun and shade. And then I probably got that 120% or between 10 and 20%, I'd say, that is still doesn't get enough sunlight and tends to thin out a little bit. And the thing is I really don't do anything with it. Like I don't try to overseed it. I haven't overseeded it. Haven't done anything to it. Typically what'll happen is it'll thin out. That's why I like to have that good Elm Street Elite out there. It'll thin out a little bit as we get later into the summer. Then the fall comes. Leaves start to fall back. Leaves start to fall off the trees. It starts to get more sunlight and it picks right back up. The fall feeding and mowing and it thickens right back up. And that's kind of like the cycle that it's been going through for the past couple of years. And it's haven't had to do anything to it and just kind of letting it ride and do its thing. Which sometimes that's all you can do, which is why a lot of people's like, man, you lucky to have shade. Shade has its pluses and minuses. So the plant still needs sunlight. Okay? If the plant's not getting any sunlight, it is not going to perform. Even the cool season grasses, warm season grasses need the sunlight more than cool season grasses. But any plant needs sunlight. Like if it's not getting any sunlight, then the plant is not going to thrive. Can it live? Yes. But is it going to perform at its best and look its best? No, it's not. So right now I'm actually trying to identify some different plants and stuff that I can put back in my landscape. I want things that would flower, but it doesn't get enough sunlight back there. So I'll rarely ever be, I've tried it before, I can rarely ever get anything to bloom, anything that blooms back there, because it's just not enough sunlight for it. So I've been trying to find different ways different plants that I can use to give me some more color back there. And I think I had started using these plants. I had started adding some coleuses and stuff back there. And I think that's going to be a part of my go-to. If you've got any other plant suggestions for heavily shaded areas, drop them in here. Let me know. I've got hydrangeas on my list. I've got some hostas on my list. I've got, what else is on there? Coleus is on there, because Coleus, they come in like so many different colors that I can get some color and everything back there, which is what I'm really looking to do. So yeah, I'm gonna try some different things back there and try to change up the landscape in the backyard. I'm gonna do the front too. I think I'm gonna dig up those pampas plants and try to redo that whole front look. in the front yard. So other than that, y'all, that's all I got. That is all I got. Kind of looking through the chat, seeing if we got any. All right, Western Mass. All right, Brent. Hey, take it easy, man. Get some rest. Get some rest out there. I know you out there in the field. Take it easy. Stay hydrated, and appreciate you stopping by. Boom, boom. All right, I'm skip by that. What should go to herbicides in Bermuda? So right now, I'm trying to figure that out. I'm figuring what my go-tos are gonna be. So some of the staples of course, are Celsius, Certainty. Those are like some staples just to be able to go down with. If you've got broadleafs, Celsius mostly will take care of most of that stuff. Certainty, if you've got cool season grasses and things like that in it, and nutsedge. Nutsedge. Sulfitrazone is good on nutsedge. It's getting a little too hot to be applying sulfitrazone, but sulfitrazone will do it. I went down with a application I'm trying out, Speed Zone Southern. I tried that on my Bermuda. It cleaned up. That was my one weed control application that I made on my iron cutter test plat. Cleaned everything up. Cleaned everything up real good. So Speed Zone Southern is another one. The reason I was trying that one out is because of the price of Certainty and and Celsius. So my dad's got a 20,000 square foot area. So that's why I'm trying to figure out a cheaper solution or cost effective solution for when we need to go down with some weed control. So that's what those are my, right now, those are the things that are in the arsenal for me to take care of broadleaf weeds and nutsedge in Bermuda. That's what I'm working with. William D. French. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, so we are back. All right, so question was, it is 2.25 for cool season grass. That's where I'm cutting at. I'm at 2.25. I'm at 2.25. I've cut it all the way. I've cut it all the way down to 1 inch for a season, 1.25 inches. I had my cool season grass at 1.25 inches for the whole season. Survived just fine. You got to manage it differently. You definitely got to manage it differently. I've cut it at 2 inches. I've been at 3 inches. This season I'm at 2.25, and it's doing just fine. I'd say keep an eye on it and see how it's performing. See how the water, how it's managing water and all of those things. But I think it can be done. It is where I've settled after I went from an inch and a quarter. There was just a little bit more management to it than what I wanted to do. So I brought it up 1 inch, and it's been doing just fine. Like, it is. I think that this is right where it needs to be, right where it wants to be. It's looking good. It's looking as good as it has ever looked. And it may be, my lawn right now may be the most dense in the backyard that it has ever been. And I have not put any seed down. but I did adjust my height of cut. Like I'm at 2.25 right now, and it is looking good. It is looking good. It feels like a carpet. Like it feels like a carpet. And it's good. I'm happy with it. All right. Cool. I think we had somebody drop some plants in here. Hellebores for shaded areas. I'm gonna try. Let me go look at. I'm gonna go look and see what these plants look like. Thank you all for dropping them in here. I'm gonna go over here and see what those look like. Um. Okay. Okay. I like those. All right. I like those. That's an option. Appreciate that. I am. I'm gonna show y'all. I'll go screen share and boom, boom, boom. I'll go ahead and show y'all what I'm seeing there. Boom. All right. So this is what we. Okay. So it'd be interesting. They still bloom in shady areas there. All right. I like the looks of them. They got a couple of different pattern, different colorways to be able to go with. Okay, cool. I'll leave that one there. And Japanese laurel. Let's see. Let's go. Let's go see what it look like. Okay, yeah, I've seen these. Didn't know what they were called. Um, yep. I have one that I want to give me some pop, and I think I'm gonna put two of them in like the corners, two or either four of them like against my back or against the back, like in the center, where my fence is. So I've got my tree that's right in the middle, or it's right in the middle if you're looking back at the fence, and then my fence kind of juts out and kind of makes like a centerpiece. In those two corners, I'm thinking about putting. I gotta look it up and see, but it is basically like a plant that's like yellow. If I put those in those corners, they get a fairly decent size as like my anchor point, and then in between on one side, I want to have like a hedge of uh, either a hedge of hydrangeas or on one side, or like kind of like a row of hostas on the other, or mix some combination of those, and then in between those two have a standing row of, I think they're newly noir coleus. They're like almost like a purple black. I think it's newly newer coleus. Yep, it's right there. I was already looking at them, and they get to be like fairly tall, so that it'd be like a staggered look of like different heights of plant with like different colors and everything that'll go together, like that yellow against like this black purple color to give it like some contrast and pop. So yeah, like that's kind of what I'm looking at. Okay. All right. I appreciate that. I appreciate the ideas. That this is definitely helpful. I've been down this rabbit hole looking at looking at a whole bunch of plants and stuff like that, trying to figure out what I want and how I want. I've got something in mind of how I want it to look, and as I keep looking at, I think I just want my beds to be fuller than what they are right now. And the plants and things that I've got in there now, they're not really filling out the way that I wanted them to. For one, they're not getting enough sunlight, so they're really like, I need to get something else that's gonna really grow and fill that space out. That is not happening with the plants that I've got in there now. So it's time to change it up. It's time to change it up. I'm trying to get in here and look at. Yeah, this is the plant that I'm thinking about using as like my anchor plant. Yeah, I think this. Yeah, this is it. So this is one of the like. So I'm thinking about getting a couple of these, either two of them to put them in like my corners to be like the anchor. And then as you can see, like even with this one, like if you put anything against it with like with like a color pop to it, like if you contrast something like this is just monkey grass, but if you like, if that other plant that I was saying, like if I got some of like these coleuses and I put that like dark color up against like this light, this bright and like almost neon color, I like that combination. I like that colorway and combination. So that's kind of the thought of what I'm going with. And I think I'm about to do the same thing in the front with something that's like kind of this bright color against something dark, which I'm thinking like Lorapellum. I think that's how you say it, Lorapellums, that are. I'll probably put like a row of those in the front up against something that grows probably 4-5 feet tall or so in the back, and then keep those cut down, the Lorapellums in the front cut down a little lower, and then I've got on the ground level I've got my Liriopes. So yeah, man, I'm trying to do a little landscape design and do a little landscape design on it a little bit. So the yard's pretty. The yard is in a good place. I like where the yard is. The yard is in a good place. I want to get my landscape in a better place than where it's at. I've given the plants that are there a little bit of time for them to establish, and they just haven't come through the way that I was looking for. Florida Sunshine. Let me go see what that's Florida Sunshine. Let me go see what that looks like. Yep, I think that's the one you said right there. Ooh, I like that. I've seen these. I like these. Yep. I did have coleus before, and I've got coleus seeds to the point that I thought about getting some seed out and just letting them grow, like just because coral bells, in branch coral bells. Yep, I've been looking at coral bells. I know what those look like because I've been looking at some of those. So yeah, yep, coral bells are on the list as an option. I do have coleus seeds, and I had them, and I used to have a lot of them. They're so easy to grow, and I've got seeds. I harvested seeds and stuff from them. I like the wizard. I like the wizard line, or I guess species of them. So I didn't know coleuses are. There's some that like require or prefer full sun, and there's also some that do very well in the shade. The ones that I have do well in the shade, because when my neighbor cut his tree down next to me and that area started getting a whole lot more sun, they bleached out. Like the color bleached right out of them. So the ones that I have, I got a bunch of those seeds too. I could plant those back there in the back. And one of the good things about coleus, man, you continue to get seed. They're easy to grow. they just grow on their own. Like like they do self seed. And I'm surprised this year I didn't get any. Like I didn't get any self seeders this year because I had them out there. I had some last year. I didn't get any this year, which is interesting. Um, I don't know why. But well, I know I harvested a good bit of them. I don't think I let them stay out there long enough to start falling off. I think I harvested most of them before they fail. But yeah, the color pop, like you get a lot of color from coleus, and I think I'm gonna learn how to care for them better. I think I don't pinch them enough early on, so they tend to get like leggy on me and like just grow vertically instead of really bushing out. So I think I need to start pinching mine earlier in the process and see how they go. Persian shields, yep, I love those Persian shields. Y'all know they are on the list. Like those Persian shields are on the list. But the thing is they don't like full sun. Like they don't like a lot of sun. So they will do good in the shady areas back there. And they did well when I had them back there. Those Persian shields are nice too. I like the way on their leaf blade. I like the contrast that's on the leaf. Like you get a little bit of that pink and like that dark purple, almost black color around it. Yeah, I like these too. I like these. Yeah, that's a different one. I like the leaf texture on this one. Mature height 4 to 8 feet. Okay. Yeah, I like this. Girls dance. All right, have it. Shady foundations, ideal for woodland borders. Shady foundations, bright accents in low light garden beds. Yep, that's exactly what I'm dealing with. And they got some fragrance to them. Okay, I appreciate that. I like this. I like the color of this, and I also like the leaf shape and texture of it. It'll give me something. It'll give me a different leaf texture than other things that I'm gonna have back there. I like that. And I'm looking for some things, majority of it to be perennial, right? Like I don't like I don't want to have to be out there planting, and I will plant some stuff like coleus. I know I'm gonna have to plant those, but I don't want to have to like redo the entire. I don't want everything to be an annual back there. I want to have to only put a little pieces in that are gonna be annual, and majority of it will be perennial stuff that's gonna stay there. All right, cool. I got a couple. Y'all give me some options. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Boom, boom, boom. Yep. Leave room for your flower bed and little man sandbox in the dog area. I'm good with everything you said except for that last one. That's what I am also trying to figure out. Like, I want to get a sandbox. Like, and I said that I was gonna get him a sandbox and everything. He likes digging out in the dirt, and I am just trying to figure out where to put it. I am trying to figure out where I am going to give up space and it not look crazy and like like a crazy odd area or space to be able to put it. But yes, I want to get a sandbox for him, like a big space for him just to be able to be out there and enjoy it and dig and have his toys and everything out there. Just trying to figure out where I want that to be. There is one area off the side that tends to struggle Like it's got a lot of roots and rocks and stuff that's like kind of tucked away in the corner, like as you come into my backyard, and that's kind of where we also set up the his kiddie pool was over there. So yeah, I that area may become the area for the sandbox. It may become the area for the sandbox. Only thing is it gets a good bit of sun. It doesn't get as shady in that area. I don't want them to be over there scorching hot. In that area, it does get a decent amount of sun. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that area, and I'm trying to figure out where to put it. I'm trying to figure out a place to put it. Sandbox, yeah, I'm good for that. And yep, flower in your flower bed, yeah. That dog area, I ain't worried about that dog area. Y'all know how I feel about that. Ain't nobody worried about that dog area. All right. Tony was like English lavender. The annual cutting back. Yep. Don't need to water much and can survive. English lavender. I've got one lavender plant right now that I think I'm going to dig that one up and plant a blueberry bush. Cause for some reason this new generation of kids love blueberries, and the fact that I'm about to have two of them, the cost of blueberries is expensive. Boy, the cost of blueberries is expensive. So at least if I get them planted, I plan to plant 3 blueberry bushes in the back. 2 of them are gonna go around the tree that I did the circle around, the circular flower bed around. 2 of them are gonna go in there, and one of them is gonna go right up against my patio where the lavender plant is right now. I'm gonna pull that out and put a blueberry bush in there. So I'm gonna get 3 blueberry bushes to be able to go in there. English lavender. That's what I was looking at. Yeah, this one is different than the one that I've got. This is a different lavender plant than what I've got. My lavender plant's gotten big. Like it's gotten it is growing just fine where it's at. It is fine and happy. Not really a huge fan of the lavender plant that I have, but yeah, this one looks a little better than the one that I have. It does smell good though. I do agree with you on that one. Even the one that I've got, it smells good too. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all indulging me on my landscape. What was that? On my landscape design and what I got coming up, and giving me some ideas on it. Definitely appreciate y'all's input on that. This was very helpful for me. So got some ideas on some things that I hadn't thought of yet or didn't know about. So appreciate y'all. With that being said, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. Appreciate y'all joining. Let's see what we got in here. If you don't, yeah, mosquitoes and rabbits. It definitely helps with the mosquitoes because I can tell the bigger that it has gotten, like the mosquitoes around the patio have declined. You get further away from the patio area, you get more mosquitoes. We don't deal with a whole lot of mosquitoes. Like since that plant's gotten bigger, like I've noticed that there are less mosquitoes around the patio area. So yes, I agree with you on that. Rabbits, they tend to stay away from that area anyway, but I got rabbits eating up one of my native plants that it just won't even flower because the freaking rabbits keep eating keep eating it up so much. But Other than that, man, I definitely appreciate y'all. Appreciate. Hey, you can drop it in if you're watching a replay of this. If you've got plant suggestions for shady areas, I'm looking for like some color pop, things like that. If you've got plant ideas or you're aware of anything, you're watching the replay, drop them in the comments. We'd love to have you here live, so you can drop them in there. You can go through. We could have watched it. You see how I was interacting with that. So maybe next week you can come join us live. Come join us live. But I understand people are busy, and appreciate y'all for joining us. And as we get ready for next week and the heat, y'all stay hydrated. As we know, we talked about the lawn, but if you're going to be working outside, if you have to work outside, be careful, stay hydrated, take breaks when you need it, no matter what. Make sure you stay hydrated and be careful out there because it is going to be hot. To the point that it's going to be dangerously hot if you've got to work out there for long periods of time. And if you don't have to be out there, kick your feet up, chill in the AC, have a beverage of your choice, and stay cool. All right, y'all. We will get ready to get out of here, and we'll see y'all next week. All right.